Alright, welcome back guys. I want your first time here. I'm Vision Hero Planner, for you guys in our video. Today we're talking about some recent news that might also end up being a bit controversial, but I'll be talking about the recent news regarding Elon Musk potentially buying Hasbro, who currently own the Power Rangers franchise. Now, Power Rangers, something you're instant to put the hit subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon and some more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. Now, let's begin. Now, before I dive deep into the topic, I first want to say, usually I don't cover anything political related to Power Rangers, mainly because Power Rangers doesn't usually dip into the political atmosphere, but also just given how polarizing politics in the U.S. has become as of late. So, usually I don't delve into this kind of context, but due to Elon Musk's current connections, this might get a little political. And I will mention here that anything that goes over the top political, I will most definitely be deleting just to avoid any debates, any hate, anything in regards to that. I will delete it just in order to keep this a kind of safe space for anybody who might feel a little bit judged or feel threatened in any sort of way. So just saying that, so be careful of what you comment. I will block anything I feel is hateful or could cause any big debates. But first, so that's where I want to stand first off. But now let's get into real big news regarding this topic. Like I said, Elon Musk is reportedly either is going to buy Hasbro or potentially buy Hasbro. I don't totally know the gist of it yet. All I know is it's a possibility that he could be buying out Hasbro. Now, Hasbro owns PR at the moment. I'm not going to talk about everything else that they own, just PR right now. That's mainly because that's what I focus on at this channel. But we got PR owned by Hasbro. Now, we also know as of late, Power Rangers is on a huge hiatus. I thought that they might be returning next year. I thought this was going to be a year of like reorganizing, looking at what they're going to be doing, and then kind of returning next year with something new. Apparently, it's on a permanent, or I don't know if you'd say permanent or, it's on hiatus at the moment. I don't know if you'd say it's permanent or if it's temporary. I feel like a lot of people say it's permanent. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, we honestly don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We know Hasbro has had a lot of issues as of late. So, I don't know if we'd say it's an indefinite hiatus, but we do know they're on hiatus for some time now. So, apparently, it's being reported that Elon Musk, like I said, is thinking about buying the franchise or buying the company, which would also include buying PR. Now, this is where we're going to get into a little political stuff. Given Elon's current connections with the current president of the United States, I think that's a little bit controversial and a little bit tricky in regards to what Power Rangers stands for. Because if you have been a long-time PR fan and have been a fan since pretty much Day of the Dumpster, I feel like it's no secret that PR is very much open and diverse, always open to inclusion, always open to, kind of having everybody represented within PR in regards to its audience. They've always wanted to have it be an inclusionary space, and anybody who nowadays calls it woke or, all those stupid words, I hate those stupid words, saying that's woke and all that stuff, either one, are PR haters, two, are new to the fan base and don't know what the hell they're talking about, or just are idiots at the most part. Because anybody who has been a fan from the beginning, pretty much, I think we could all agree, or at least are aware of the fact that PR has been that stupid word that the right would use as woke since its conception. It's been pretty much a diverse show since the beginning. So, with his current connections to the current president, I think that could put the PR at risk of not having their diverse, connections. We all know certain things that the president has spoken about that he is against and what he doesn't like, and that definitely threatens some of the diversity regarding Power Rangers. he's not the biggest fan of immigrants or trans or, gay people. So, that threatens what PR is. Like, the point of PR is for fans of all demographics, of whether you're straight or bi or, white, black, Spanish, all those demographics is you're supposed to see yourselves in them with Power Rangers. That's why every season, in a way, kind of has their archetype of someone to take those kind of, I guess you'd say, stereotypes or race roles. I hate that. It kind of is true to an extent of PR that each ranger kind of represents a certain race and ethnicity. As of late, they did start dabbing into, gays and all that kind of stuff. It took them 30 years to get the first female Red Ranger full time throughout a full season. So, that was definitely late to the party. But the whole point of PR has always been to, have someone represent people within the franchise or within this in society. Simon Bennett had even wanted to start moving into kind of having more of like the LGBTQ plus representation in the franchise before he left, along with kind of having the disabled community represented. So he Power Rangers has always been into diversity, and I fear that if this goes through, Power Rangers could lose its diversity, which is pretty much one of its core representations within the franchise. The franchise has been, pro diversity since, like I said, Day of the Dumpster. And I fear that, going down this route, PR could become mainly a white person show. And I don't like that. Again, this has been a diverse show since conception. And I think that it's very, one, tricky to adapt, but also moving forward, depending on whether they do US footage or continue adapting the Sentai footage, it's also a bit racist towards the original, where they get the footage from. Then again, with how certain terrorists are going, they might not be able to afford it anymore, so maybe we'll get US adaptation, but still I think it's disrespectful to Power Rangers' original origins. So, there's that. But we also have to think about the fact that, going around what could go on. There have been rumors of Hasbro wanting to go into video game stuff with the content that they own. I mean, I definitely think PR would benefit from, video games. We haven't had that in probably 10 years, I think, at least. So that would be a definitely interesting thing. But then going back to who Elon Musk is currently connected to, those terrorists are one of the things that they're gonna affect most is video games and tech, the one of the top priorities. So at that same point, going into the whole, video game aspect would lose Hasbro even more money. I don't think, Musk owning the franchise at the moment is the best idea. Even at the moment, I think overall he's like one of the worst people to own it at the moment. Twitter's become a hellscape for the most part. Yes, he has other ventures I don't pay too much attention to. I hate the guy, honestly. I'm not a fan of him. So all I know is he's pretty much destroyed Twitter. So, we have Power Rangers here. I think we can all agree it being a diverse kind of show is important, and its representation of people is important. And I think if we go through with this, it ruins or will put in jeopardy what Power Rangers has always represented. And I think that when you have a franchise like PR that has been so diverse and has been around for 30 plus years now, going against or not having its diversity roots is disrespectful and could push away a lot of the fan base, which is bad. The fan base is already against Power Rangers and Hasbro at the moment due to everything that's going on. We've recently learned how much they disrespect the franchise pretty much. So going down this route will upset a lot of fans, including myself. I think there are a good chunk of fans that would be upset about this. Yes, could it be beneficial? Sure. But in the long run, I think it'll do more harm than good. Power Rangers has already taken a lot of hits lately. It's on hiatus. We don't know if it's coming back. We don't know what the hell's going on there. It could be shelved indefinitely. doing Elon Musk owning the franchise could be another big blow that either hurts it more or ends up being a killing blow. So, like, I don't think Musk is the right answer right now. There has been talks. We all know that, Hasbro doesn't like the franchise. They kind of want to get rid of it. So I pray at the moment that if Musk ends up buying Hasbro, that before he does, at least they sell PR to someone else. Honestly, I think PR would pretty much be better off with literally anybody else except for Hayam Saban. Please, whatever they do, do not give it back to Saban. Simon Bennett even back has said in articles that Saban was the reason why we had all those cringy like fart jokes, Victor and Monty. He was the reason we had all that. So please, if Hasbro's smart, please do not give them to Hayam Saban. We do not want to go back to the Neil Saban era. Yes, PR would still be alive, but I think we all know what happens if it goes back there. We go back to it being bottom of the barrel, low class content. So again, please don't give it to Hayam Saban. I mean, if he buys it, they sell it back to him. I guess okay, but please God, I'd hate that so much. I guess I'd rather have him own it than Musk, but still, he did such a terrible job with the Neo Saban era that it just scares me of what he would do giving it back. But then again, Musk owning it scares me a bit more. So again, it's kind of the lesser of the two evils. If you want my opinion right now, is I wish that Disney could have the franchise again. Yes, I know people are upset about what they've done with Star Wars, Marvel, all that stuff, but I think with PR they would have a good chance. And yes, I do know people hated the fact that Disney during its era said that they didn't really care about PR, but that actually is a good thing if you know anything about how making a show works. They don't care about it, so they're not going to have their hands into it. The writers, directors, everybody involved with PR wouldn't have to worry about the higher ups pushing or saying that they want to do certain things and, having their opinions in connection to what the writers end up doing. The writers would have free range. So if they still don't care about the franchise and they have it, I think that'd be a great thing. We could return the form with Disney era level seasons. I think we can all agree Disney had like the strongest streak, with the exception of Overdrive, and I know fans aren't really a big fan of Mystic Force. I think it's an okay to decent season. I feel like Overdrive was their biggest hiccup and, disappointment there. But overall, they had a strong, very strong kind of run. Not to say that the original Saban era didn't have a good run, but I think Disney pushed the boundaries on where they could go with the franchise and took it in a good direction. So again, I would really love to see Disney own the franchise again, given what's going on right now with the franchise, with the possibility of Musk buying the franchise or buying the company that owns the franchise. It just scares me what Musk could do to the franchise, given his current connections to the current president of the U.S., and just given the fact that, those connections aren't very well intentioned with the idea of diversity within the franchise. So, you know, again, Musk owning it worries me and scares me to what it could become and what, the higher ups could do. So that definitely scares me. But again, like I said, I'd rather have Saban own it. My top pick right now would be Disney, just because, like I said, they made great seasons. Yes, they have screwed up some things with their other products, but they also have come out recently, said they're moving away from certain pushing agenda stuff, so that could be helpful in regards to PR. They'd still keep their diversity routes, but they wouldn't be all the way pushing agendas. So I think that definitely help as well. We know a lot of people hate Disney for that stuff. And again, PR has always been diverse, always been inclusive. So whoever owns it has to be open to keeping that, because that's part of its DNA in a sense. You can't have PR without having its diversity, having its inclusion to all different types of people. So you kind of have to keep that going. Whoever owns it, whether it's, Musk, whether it's regular Hasbro, whether it's Saban, whether it's Disney, you have to keep that as its core element, because it is in its DNA in the most part. It's pretty much top tier DNA of PR, one of everything else, the comedy and everything else you got with PR. Diversity pretty much is on the top level of it. So, you got to keep those ideas within diversity. And maybe if they sell it to someone, maybe they can get, Simon Bennett back. Again, if you saw my last video, I said he had some great ideas that I think could have improved the season. I know there were some haters on that, but I think, he could do some good things if they ever brought him back. So I would have loved to see that. I definitely would love to see what they're doing. I have heard Hasbro is stepping away from movies, so I could imagine that the reboot is kind of dead or on ice for the moment. Again, I don't know really what's going on behind the scenes, but that'd be where I'd guess where they're going at the moment. Again, they said video games is where they're looking to go in the future, given the idea of tariffs. I think that's a terrible idea at the moment and could really hurt the franchise. Like I said, I would love to see video games with PR, but I think right now at the moment is a bad time to put video games and PR together. I think that is definitely a risky moment. I think they should definitely look into other ventures. Maybe try to go back to the Lightning Collection line. Try to revive something. I think, fans have gotten frustrated. We know that they don't really care about the franchise, but if they at least put in some effort and did something, I think we would be a little bit more happy if they at least put in something, some effort in some area. I think we could be on a track to good things. But again, Hasbro doesn't really seem to care about the franchise. If Musk gets it, I worry that either it'll be destroyed or, given its roots to diversity, he might destroy it more. But those are just my thoughts, pains. Again, you might have your own, and, you might disagree, you might agree with me, but those are just my opinions. Again, please don't keep this political. I really want to keep it, respectful to everybody and not go into political areas. So, again, give me your thoughts, Pains. What do you think? Do you like the idea of Musk owning it? Do you think it's a bad decision? Do you think that if he does own it, it'll keep its diverse routes? Or do you think he could destroy it more? Let me know all that good stuff in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts, opinions regarding Elon Musk possibly buying Hasbro and the Power Rangers franchise. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon. There's some more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. And go for me on screen Twitter, which are linked in that section of my YouTube channel. As always, I'm Vision Hero Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.